want to have something done. We really want to have Austin's memory not be taken in vain, and hopefully we can try to correct this problem going forward.
Good morning. My name is Marion Cruz. I'm Austin's mother, and I'm very sad that Austin is gone. I think about him every day. It's like a piece of me has been taken, and I can never recover it. And this is just an unnecessary tragedy. This did not happen to Austin. He was 22 years old. He was about 2 weeks before his 23rd birthday. He had just graduated from Texas A&M. Brilliant kid, really nice, sweet, kind kid. Our family goes on vacations all the time. And we miss Austin dearly. And we would like something to be done about this so another family won't have to lose their loved ones to something that is very preventable. I love Austin very much. I love all my children, but I love Austin very much. I miss him very much. I'm very sad. He was an absolute great kid. He was a genius by all accounts of his teachers and the others that he taught. And I just miss him, and I'm sorry that he's not with us anymore.
I just wanted to say that it truly is important for Airbnb to make a change to their policy immediately. When I, as an Airbnb customer, go onto the platform and pay not only a rental fee, but a service fee, I expect for a company as large as Airbnb to ensure that I do not die in my sleep. Austin was not the first, and he will not be the last unless Airbnb does something about this immediately.
Would you state your name? And
My name is Carmen Roby, and Austin was my cousin.
can you spell your name first?
C-A-R-M-Y-N, last name R-O-B-E-Y.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We did want to thank Congressman Al Green of Texas, who has been phenomenal helping the family. When these things happen, especially overseas, it's extremely difficult to even get the body back or find out what happened, and it takes an elected official, sadly, to get involved. Words can't express what the congressman has done in this situation. We also believe it's at the point where our elected officials, senators, congressmen, the White House, they now need to get involved, because too many Americans are dying overseas at Airbnbs from something just so preventable. Right now, literally after this press conference, Airbnb can mandate CO2 monitors so that none of us, when we go on vacation, will die. But they won't do it. But you want to know what they did mandate? No parties. We all saw that. They mandated no parties at Airbnbs or you're off the listing, because it's about profit. Parties were scaring away letting Airbnbs be in your neighborhood. CO2 monitors, if they mandate it, they'll lose listings overseas because a lot of people won't have it. That's simple. So money over American lives is what is happening right now at Airbnb. If you have any brief questions.
Yeah, if you could just walk us through the legal process. I mean, I know you mentioned it was very hard to get his body back. I mean, is that something you've been able to do? And then it was an Airbnb, right? I
Yes.
mean, has there been an autopsy done? How do we know that it was carbon? I mean, how do you prove all that, I guess?
Ms. Cruz, talk about that.
Okay. So in the beginning, the U.S. Embassy in Mexico gave me a call one Friday night at 4:30 to tell me that Austin was gone. And then shortly after that, we contacted Congressman Al Green And he came to our home to sit with us and find out what the details were, because we were having problems getting his body back to the U.S. It took maybe 2.5 weeks to get his body back, and Congressman Al Green saw to that. And he also put us in touch with the U.S. Embassy in Mexico to help expedite Austin's body being brought here to the United States. And we've been talking with, I should have also thanked the U.S. Embassy because they were very cooperative when Congressman Al Green made requests of them, and they were very responsive to him. And also one other person that helped us in the beginning, his name is Private Eye Ryan Grayson, because we weren't able to speak the language when it first happened, and he came on board, helped us find out where Austin was, and translated a lot of information for us. But Congressman Al Green is the one who initiated getting the body back to Texas.
But the U.S. Embassy is the one who told you it was carbon monoxide.
The U.S. Embassy has told me it was definitely carbon monoxide because they examined his heart, and based on the pathologist examining his heart, they are certain that it was carbon monoxide.
Can you walk us through the timeline a little bit? When did he go to Mexico?
About mid-February.
And it was after he graduated from college?
He had graduated from college about a year from Texas A&M, and he had decided he wanted to travel the world for a little bit, and he worked teaching GRE and tutoring GRE exams is how he made his living while he was traveling.
So he happened to be in Mexico traveling, but he was also teaching at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, and that's
yes.
probably why he was staying in an Airbnb?
Yes.
Had you been able to have contact with him? I mean,
Yes, we talked to him several times a week, and we also text with him several times a week. Me, my husband, as well as my other children.
and so when that happened, had you lost contact with him? Were you?
Yes, I lost contact with him for about 4 or 5 days, and that's when the U.S. Embassy in Mexico called me on March 30th around 4:30 to tell me that he had passed.
Do you know how long he was staying at that Airbnb?
Well, he moved, he checked in mid-February, and his body was found in that Airbnb in, I think, March 29th.
So he'd been staying there that whole time in that Airbnb?
Yes,
Okay, that's a long time to be there.
yes.
What do you want to say to people who travel to Mexico? What do you want to say to Airbnb?
Well, I'd like to say to Airbnb to take more responsibility and put these carbon monoxide detectors in their buildings to save their tenants, to save more families, so that more families aren't like we are, lost and sad and missing our loved one. And I believe that is something that they can do.
Tell me about Austin. I mean, it sounds like he was trying to help people with education. And
He was big into education. Brilliant kid. He was taking a year off to travel, and he said he wanted to go back to school to be an attorney. But he just wanted to travel a little bit because he had been in school quite a while, and he was, by all accounts, all the teachers referred to Austin as a genius. this is a major loss, a major loss. He's a very, very bright kid. Never had any problems with Austin. He was inquisitive and wanted to see the world, and that's what he was trying to do before his life was taken.
Will there be any legal action against Airbnb?
Well, that's guaranteed. Just like with the other cases that we have, we are in talks with Airbnb. We'll now be discussing this situation. The complicating factor is getting so many records from Mexico, then getting them translated, then moving forward. But we've retained counsel out of Mexico, which have been aiding with the process with other cases. But look, lawsuits and whether it settles or whether it wins, that's fine. That's a separate situation. But this is more about saving lives at this point. I understand most people, when they see a lawyer, they think they're just after money or settlement, but this has to stop. It's the same reason that we fought for George Floyd and other cases and other civil rights situations. This has to stop. I mean, anybody in this room right now can go to Mexico for a vacation and end up dead and have done nothing wrong, but went to sleep or took a shower, which is where they found Austin's body, in the shower. And it can happen like that. It doesn't matter how long you've been staying somewhere. If there's a leak and it happens and there's no detector, you're dead. CDC says that carbon monoxide poisoning is one of the biggest deaths in America. It's 400 a year, American lives, non-suicidal. So what are we going to do? Our question is, what is Airbnb going to do? Thank y'all.
Was he alone at
He was
this
alone.
Airbnb?
Yes,
Okay.
the owner found him.
Sorry, are you going to talk about your other cases that involve carbon monoxide poisoning? I mean, how many people are you representing?
Yes, we have the incident from October last year where the 3 young people, all in their 20s, went to Mexico, stayed at Airbnb. There was a leak while they were all sleeping, and all 3 died. We also represent another family from Mexico, but their husband was on a business trip within Mexico, was at an Airbnb, went to sleep, and died. We've all seen that lawsuit that was just filed a few months ago for the kid that was traveling in Brazil at an Airbnb. There was a leak. He died. We have tracked about 9 or 10 other situations, but the scariest thing is we don't know, because if you have a loved one who's overseas and they pass and CO2 looks natural, we don't know how many Americans have died at Airbnbs, because most of us will just say, oh, they had a heart attack. Oh, they just passed out. Oh, they had too much to drink. And you don't do an autopsy. And you just accept that your loved one is dead. And then it's so hard to get the body back. Some people don't know the congressman. You don't know a politician. So you leave your loved one there, or you bring them back and don't do a second autopsy. We have no idea how many people have died because of this.
But you're representing 4, now 5 deaths?
Now 5.
5 deaths, okay. And you have not filed a lawsuit yet? Or you
Not yet. We're still getting all those records from Mexico.
Did you do an independent autopsy here in the States?
No, not in this situation. It's already been, we've already got word that this one is carbon monoxide. But it's scary. I mean, it really is scary. And we don't have the power to do anything because it's a private corporation. So hopefully you all will help change happen.